Shut up and sit down.
Evening there. We have got the lovely Sally Hawkins with us this evening. We have got two hats that Sally wears, but I'm going to let Sally tell you all about it. Hello, Sally.
Hi, thank you, Nat. It's lovely to be here
Hey.
in my conservatory, yeah, with my drinks cabinet.
Now, ultimately, I've got you on today to talk to you about comedy and what have you, but obviously you do wear another hat. So we're going to talk about the other hat in a minute because it's a really
Okay.
interesting one.
Yeah, yeah.
But first of all, stand up. You've not been doing it for very long, have you?
No, I haven't, and it was it was a year ago.
Mm.
I decided very randomly to do an open mic in Southampton. It was just a happen chance thing, and it's something that I've been wanting to do since a child. And it was actual, that old, right? And I was very much influenced by Pamela Stevenson,
Oh,
who used to
fantastic.
do Not the 9 o'clock news.
Yeah.
And there were very, very few funny women on
Mm.
television.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is wrong. It is male dominated. And as a child, I was like, well, I want to be a comedian. And so anyway, I thought my parents laughed. Anyway,
That's a good start.
and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. So they dissuaded me from that pathway,
Right.
and I ended up going into teaching and being a primary school teacher. So this was like last November. Realised my childhood dream of actually getting into stand up. And then so that was the start of it, and I kind of found I absolutely loved it. Material was coming through from my career in education, because
Yeah,
it's a font of funniness, what
absolutely.
kids say and do,
Yeah.
and it's a never ending supply. So that was kind of the start. That was the material, and then I thought, dang, let's just apply for the Hampshire Comedian of the Year. Why not? Because hey, I've done it at least twice.
Oh, and how did that go?
Well, I got through to the semi-finals.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic.
I was really, really pleased with that.
Yeah.
And I sort of, new material. I was evolving new material as well. That had to be a bit snappier, because you're allowed 5 minutes and
Yeah.
59 seconds. And
Oh,
if you go 6 minutes, you get disqualified immediately. So the is very
oh,
pressurized.
yeah.
So in that environment, you literally know that you have to stick exactly to your timing.
Yeah.
And so I had a friend on the front row. Literally, I said, just do this. And
Yeah.
I would literally be putting the mic down,
Yeah.
and she was like, I'm counting, and then she went like this, and I was like walking to the stand, going, right, I'm Sally Hawkins, and managed to stick in that time. Didn't get disqualified, but didn't get through to the finals.
Yeah.
Hey, another time.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's all experience, isn't it? Because,
It is.
I mean, you don't come across as a nervous person. Did you find there was any nerves at all?
I think the first time when you don't know, I've never even used the mic.
Yeah.
And it was the first time on stage. And I just got up there, took a deep breath, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I think nerves, and I say this to my students, because I'm a senior lecturer at uni as well. And I say nerves is a great thing because it means you want it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
no,
it,
that's
it
true.
yeah, it's like, and so you can address the nerves in a way that makes you going to feel, oh God, it's awful. Or actually, I'm pumped, I'm ready, and I really want this. And
Yeah.
so you tap in, you lean into your nerves a bit
Yeah.
and that fear. And then you go, okay, I'm there with it. And I'm going to take that breath. I'm going to put the mic in my hand, and something's going to happen. And people, goodness me, people laughed. So that was like a real, so like, hey, so that was good. Yeah. So nerves, I think, is part of the package, and I think, someone who says they're not nervous, maybe they don't want it enough. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. No, that's a good
Sure.
point. That is a really fair point. Now, obviously, I was going to ask you about your material because obviously I know that you're a senior lecturer, and I thought maybe it would come from that. But primary school kids, like you say, have just fantastic amount of comedy that can come from them. I know myself working in education previously, a lot of comedy came from my primary years rather than my secondary years.
I think
Um,
so.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you ever, I mean, do your students know what you do, that you do this stand up?
Well, actually, it was my students. I got voted, and it was kind of they were kind of the instigators a little bit in kind of saying, "Oh, Sally," particularly my postgrads, and they go, "Sally, you should be on stage. You know, you should do stand up." Because for me, if I can get my students laughing, and I
Yeah.
kind of a captive audience, so they can't run away. So anyway, so if I get them laughing and they're more engaged, so to make something really engaging through humour is for me a strategy I've always used for life.
Yeah.
And then my postgrad said, "So you really do stand up?" And I went, "Funny you should say that. I'm thinking about it." And like the year before, I got voted the funniest lecturer at uni. So I'm like, okay, so this is cool. So that was the undergrads, the year threes voted me that, and I was like, right, I'm gonna take that. And then the postgrads on top of it, just that's it.
Yeah.
That's something. And from childhood, aspiration to be Pamela.
Yeah, yeah.
It was it was something.
That's
So
a
yeah.
good role model there as well. She's brilliant. She's really good. You know, I always, not the 9 o'clock news. I mean, I remember watching that myself. But is there any other comedy heroes that you've got?
Well, my comedy heroes, I mean, probably Eddie Izzard. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, his early work. I
yeah,
mean, I just literally in tears
yeah,
laughing.
yeah,
And Rowan Atkinson and kind of, those that visual and his face
yeah,
and also, and the other one I've got to say, I mean, it's a bit corny, but Michael McIntyre because of his body use.
yeah,
And so when you were kind of moving,
yeah,
you have to kind of, all of this, everything is a tool.
yeah,
And if you just stand there, and you're not animated and you're not drawing people in. And I lecture and I've always taught with my hands, my eyes, every part of me really, the kind of using that non-verbal communication. And I used to, funnily enough, for many, 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 many years, set homework for my students as go and watch Eddie Izzard and Michael McIntyre, because the stand-up is exposed. The stand-up has to do everything to engage the audience, whereas other things you don't have to.
yeah,
But you're there on stage and you're the only person, so you got to work it. So you work every aspect of your eyes, your mouth, your tone, your body, your hand, everything is engaged. And these two guys, shame they're blokes, aren't they? But but they really do engage through everything, all aspects. So to set them homework was a great homework. Nothing just watch.
Yeah, no, I've got to be, you get to refresh your mind with it all, because I must admit Eddie Izzard is one of my comedy heroes. And Laurel and Hardy going right back, because again that whole visual rather than spoken is just so funny. It's just so funny.
And Norman Wisdom, he was one, I think, from my childhood. My parents used to watch Norman Wisdom. And I just thought, that is great. He is a funny man. He doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. So you're obviously, when you get up and do your stand-up, because there are a lot of stand-ups who literally do, like you say, they stand in front of the microphone and they don't move.
Yeah.
But so you like to move around, take that microphone off and...
Yeah, microphone's off. I'm moving, and if I'm sort of like doing something that's particularly visual, I'll, be doing the whole thing with it. My skit, I love Prosecco, so I will actually appear on stage with generally always actually a glass of something, because the punchline, I won't spoil it. Spoiler. Anyway, there's a punchline. So I'll be there. Animated, and then often I have to put a glass down to really.
Yeah, you need that free hand. So, where is your comedy going next? What are you going to do with it next? Is it on pause, or is it something that you're aiming for?
It is on pause. In fact, my neighbour popped in for coffee this afternoon. She said, "What about this comedy? I haven't done it for ages." And I said, "Well, actually, it is on pause because I'm building a business at the moment." So all my efforts are going into sort of creating the business. So comedy is taking a second rung on the cocktails being the first one. Here are product placement.
There
Now I
you
should paint my nails. I haven't painted my nails, damn it. But
go.
anyway, product placement. Da, da, da. So yeah, that's your weekday drink. That is.
So I tell you what, you've moved us quite nicely on because I was going to say, tell us about your company, which is Conscious Cocktails, isn't it?
Yeah, Conscious Cocktail Company. So this is because I love to party, and I think and I love cocktails. So I love cocktails, and so this came about because there were substandard cocktails in cans,
Mm.
and I was trying a few of them, and I did this TikTok channel, which you'll see some of my acting in the TikTok channel as well. So I started in the mix on TikTok.
Yeah.
Basically, so doing some acting, writing stuff, writing poetry as well about cocktails, and so loved doing that. And unfortunately, it was I just missed the window when everyone was doing lockdown. I kind of missed that one, but anyway, I was post lockdown, and then from that platform, using the TikTok channel, I then developed this idea of actually let's make better cocktails that do something for nature. And this one I actually support the Sussex Wildlife Trust.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
the cocktails are very much inspired by nature. They use two botanicals that you would find in your garden, your hedgerows and meadows. So things like rose, elderflower, honeysuckle, lemon balm. All of these are in these three beautiful cocktails, and they are then reflecting our countryside. And then the charity, the Wildlife Trust, I then give back for rewilding, protecting ecosystem. And I wanted to also produce something that was very transparent, because the alcohol industry, unfortunately, they say, oh, it's got flavouring in or something like that. And it's a catch-all. So I wanted to be really transparent with my ingredients and make sure they were UK provenance where possible. Can't do it always, particularly citrus, but it was very much UK based, transparent. What you are drinking actually is said on the tin. So what's in it for me is exactly what's in it. And it's a beautiful drink that's bar strength. So that's come about, and I had a lovely investor, and who's my brother. Let's plug for my brother. He's amazing. If he ever sees this, you're amazing, bro. Lives in the States, and he's never done anything like this, and he had absolute confidence. And now, I'm selling. I've just appeared in Bounce magazine today.
Yeah, I saw that on your socials for Conscious Cocktails. That's fantastic news. And you've had a lot of good reviews as well, haven't you, from other it's the drinks industry magazine you've actually been appeared in, which is great. You must be so pleased.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 4 months old. I think literally a few days ago, I launched in July, and we were in Top Sante as well this Christmas edition, and headlining the gift section, which I'm really, really thrilled about. And that's the go-to health and beauty mag. And local papers, in fact, today an inquiry for BBC Radio Sussex want to do an interview. So, it's kind of like starting to get some momentum.
It is,
It's exciting. I'm working my socks off with farmers markets. Don't tell the university, but I'm just balancing it all at the moment.
Yeah, I can understand why the comedy has sort of taken a step down. However, I still think that your persona, even your comedic persona, you bring into your business, which is great because you're so animated again with your business, which is fantastic. Because obviously I was lucky enough to meet Sally at the Bournemouth International Film Festival, where I suppose that was probably one of your first premieres of your drink, wasn't it?
It was the first premiere of the drink, and I had done a couple of farmers markets before that, and obviously the launch. But that was I mean, I sort of knew Shireen beforehand, and she said that because my brand is ethical, sustainable, and all natural, and it's obviously very supportive of the charity. It fitted with the Bournemouth International Film Festival really well. It was a good fit.
It was definitely, and it went down really well. And the packaging that you have for your drinks is fabulous. Have you got it there? Have you got all
I've got my Darcy in a can. I call this one Darcy in a can because it's pure romance. You've got organic English rose with pink elderflower, darling, on a award-winning English wine. I mean, what's not to love? and it leaves you wanting more. So definitely Darcy-like. So this one, yeah, and it's beautiful. And what I have put on is the iconic British wildlife.
Yeah.
So you've got that sort of like that feel, and each can is textured. And the other ones, I will just go and nip and get them. I'll just go and do this. Look, quick product placement there. Right. So this one, mojito, and get it bumblebee on, really cute.
Oh.
And that's 11%. And that's rum based, obviously, with mojito, leveled up with lemon balm and meadowsweet gorge. This one was described as one of the drinks reviewers as confident and complex. And I said, enough about me. Let's talk about drink. So this one is by far the most popular, and it's on a slow gin base with rose hip and honeysuckle. It's absolutely delightful. 15%. So they're pretty pretty sock blowers, to that last one.
You've got a drink there though, haven't you? Show us that. That's one of yours, isn't it? You've presented beautifully.
Yeah, that's the Darcy in a glassy. So it's best served with a lovely strawberry on top. And this, yeah, it's just as I say, when I'm at farmers market, it's definitely a weekday drink. So yeah.
Oh dear. Now, obviously, if anyone wants to find out anything about Conscious Cocktails, how can they do that?
You get a website, www.consciouscocktailco.com. There's online shop. And you can read all about the botanicals and the benefits, because I'm also tapping into like the medicinal benefits of these botanicals, which we've known for centuries.
Yeah.
And we've gone to Big Pharma, and I like to move away from Big Pharma and kind of get in tune with nature. You want a vitamin C hit, go get some rose hip from your garden, or bit C and then a tablet. So let's do this thing naturally.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm all for it. And I have to say, having witnessed you with all your products, a beautiful display, lovely. And actually, I think the mojito would be my favorite, if I'm honest.
The mojito, and I mean they're all very different personalities.
Yeah.
She's the sweetest personality at 6%, and she is the baddest girl, but this one could go either way, 11%, we're like, whatever. And light, uplifting, and very refreshing.
So obviously people with Christmas coming up, obviously people can come on your online shop, purchase these gifts, and I'm going to say they do come in a really lovely presentation box as well, don't they? So if anybody is looking for a gift, definitely get on there and order from Conscious Cocktails. Fantastic.
And it's nice, and I'm thinking about, because all my suppliers, again, they have to be ethical and sustainable, so they're all local and recyclable, or they use recycled material in their packaging as well. So I'm trying very hard to tick all those boxes. And doing some good,
which is
as well as everyone having a nice party.
Yes, absolutely. So next year, obviously, progression with the business, which is going to be great. And do you think maybe a little bit of comedy, if you could fit it in?
Oh, I'd love to. In fact, I miss it. I did the other day. I mean, I just picked up the mic. We've got a wonderful Chichester Festival Theatre, which is quite renowned here. And they've opened this lovely sort of mini theatre called The Nest. And here they're promoting new talent, and they're getting some sort of really good stuff in. And they had literally their first open mic. And I was picking my son up from drama classes and happened to wander up there going, hey, what's going on? And they said it was open mic. And I went, oh. So normally I prepare and I have material and stuff. And this time I literally grabbed the mic and just stuff came out my mouth.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, and that was a real challenge. And I think you've got to really challenge yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
I have material and I've gone through it, and a bit of practicing and everything, rehearsal. And this one was completely, fresh. Loved it. So I think I'd like to do, a bit more challenge. Not put my pressure on to write new material, just see what happens, what evolves, what comes out naturally. But life is hilarious. I mean,
you must have had some funny times, even just putting together your business. I mean, there must have been times you'll look back and think, oh, you know what, this is going to make great material in the future.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what the Conservatives say, bumpy road. I mean, but all bumpy roads make for humour, don't they? You know, and I just might, yeah. Life is for very much enjoying and
Yeah.
looking on the funny side.
Yeah.
It's hilarious,
Oh,
very
well, I
much.
think you've got the right personality for that, Sally. I really do. You're nothing but a joy. Every time I've sort of, when I met you, you're just bubbly from the moment you're sort of introduced to even now, still going, even though the comedy isn't, you're not doing the thing that you really would like to do since a child. You're still bubbly and you're still keeping it real, which is lovely.
Well, I
Really,
think
really
you have
lovely.
to. Yeah, no, definitely. It's very much keeping it real, but keeping it fun. As I
Yeah.
say to my students, I like to put the fun in fundamental,
Yeah.
and then they kind of go.
What is it you lecture in, out of interest?
So I lecture in education. I make teachers.
Ah, right, okay.
So yeah, so today I was working with my year twos, and I kind of specialize in design, technology, and science.
Yeah,
And those are my two loves. I love both those subjects.
yeah,
But also I wrote a book on how to be a teacher. So I actually wrote and published a book in 2016 on how to be an outstanding teacher,
yeah.
and came up with my own theory and analogy and stuff. Really cool book.
Oh, you've done so many things then. So, literally published writer as well,
Yeah,
businesswoman,
yeah,
comedian. My God, you
yeah,
had lots of hats. This is
yeah.
what you need a hat stand.
I love hat stands. Yes, I love those too. Yeah, I'm learning to be a DJ as well. So
Are
my son
you?
is, yeah. Oh gosh, I love DJing. My son, I got him into sort of doing DJ lessons at school, and I said to the bloke who owns the company, I said, "Oh, do you do adults?" And he went, "Yeah, I can pitch up, and I can do this thing in your house." I went, so, so I've had lessons, and I think it's like therapy.
You're
It's
going
an
to be
hour's
I tell you what,
therapy.
you're going to be a one-stop shop. You should just do the whole thing. You've already got the drinks. You just need the alcohol license to run a bar. You
I've
could
got
have your
that.
own.
I've
Oh, there
got
you go. You've
that.
got that as well.
Yeah,
Comedian and
yeah.
DJ. I just literally, you're at a walking Christmas party.
I am. Well, to be honest, I incorporated my first company in 2024, and that's called In the Mix Mixology Limited.
Oh,
So,
right.
and that my whole vision of that was to provide literally what you just said, Nat, was a one-stop shop. And I was like, well, and then the DJ, and then the cocktail. And he's like, oh my gosh. So, because I do masterclasses, because I'm doing a masterclass on Saturday, and
Mm,
I love teaching how to make cocktails. I mean, it's
yeah.
just a passion. And so it's kind of like, yeah, In the Mix is definitely a thing. So, yeah, do look up In the Mix Mixology,
There you
everyone.
go. See, there's another thing. Right, brilliant. Oh, and if anybody wants to contact you or whatever, what's the best way to do that?
Email's
Mm,
good.
okay.
So yeah, the company email is great. So that's info@consciouscocktailco.com. Which I then wondered, because conscious is a real tough word to spell, particularly when you had a few of these. And it was like, can I make it more simple? But anyway, is consciouscocktailco.com
Yeah.
info at
Oh,
and
or
info
they
at.
can go via your website as well. I'm sure there's a
Oh, you
contact
can
button
buy a
on there.
website or
Yeah.
just Insta me. So look me up on Insta. So I'm there on Insta, Sally Hawkins, the other one, because that's really tedious. And he was like, oh, Sally Hawkins. Yeah, yeah, the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to mention that actually. I like your handle because it's because you look up Sally Hawkins and you just get it's a bit like if you Google Natalie Wood, you're just going to get
Yes.
a dead actress. So,
Yeah,
me and you're in the same boat in that respect. So
I
I
know.
do like it. It's the other one.
Yeah, the other one. Oh no, I just kind of introducing myself, like, yeah, okay, wade through her. We're both Lambeth girls, funnily enough. So we're both from Lambeth originally, which is hilarious. Yeah.
Good, superb. Well, Sally, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much. It's been a joy to talk to you, as
Oh,
always. And
you.
I can't wait to just see Conscious Cocktails keep going and going and going because I think you've really knocked it on the head there. So yeah,
I
thank you.
hope so. Well,
And
we have to share a few cans at some
yes,
point.
absolutely. We'll get together and we'll knock a few out, definitely.
Yes. What if if you're Biff next year, so I'm
Yeah.
going to sponsor Biff again
Oh,
for
fab.
26. Yeah.
Brilliant. We shall see you then. All
If
right.
not
Thanks,
before.
Sally. Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
thank you, Nat. That's been lovely. A pleasure. Thank you
Right.
so much.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye.